Hello friends, my name is Shivam from DevOps Schools and I will help you to enable your learning process in various technologies of DevOps, artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data and many more. This is our initiative to help you by sharing multiple tutorials and videos. And if you want any specific tutorials or any particular topic, then please do comment in the below comment section and I will help you with it. Also, please subscribe to our premium services on YouTube, which will give you access to more content and videos to enhance your knowledge about all these topics. Also, if you want me to help you with regards to the online trainings and classroom sessions by our qualified trainers, then please do write me at contact@devopsschool.com. Thank you.
Okay, I think we are good to start. We have a fair amount of participants joined. So, good morning, everyone. And so sorry for being late a bit because of some logistic things. So we can start now. So we are here to discuss about Confluence today. So we will just go through the what all things we can do in Confluence. We will do the installation part, and then we can go ahead with the features that we can cover in Confluence. Okay. So let's start, guys. So can someone give me a like thumbs up? Like we can see your screen. Everyone can see my screen.
Yes, we can see.
Okay. Thank you. So Confluence is what is Confluence? So basically, okay. So Confluence is just it's a team workspace where for project documentation and collaboration. So it's like a central repository where we can place everything related to our project, where everyone can see at the same time, and people can collaborate together. So it's like just a central repository with lot of additional features. So we can assume it like any other repository that we have. But nowadays, so earlier we used to have like a shared folder, or we used to have like the repository, the SVN. So those kind of repository being used for sharing the documents and uh, versioning the documents. Okay, but that was not very effective in terms of doing things together. So that's why the Confluence is solving a lot of problem in that perspective. Okay, so it what it provides, so basically it provides it has an inbuilt editor, so which will like it's very rich in terms of various options, various functionality. Like like a Microsoft Word document, we have a lot of icons to go ahead with the documentation. Okay, so similarly, we in the text editor, it's a very good text editor. Okay, the second thing is two people or the three people, four people, the team members can they come together, share your screen, and can parallelly work together and create the document. So that is a very big advantage when we talk about Confluence. Okay. So next is it is a central knowledge-based project documents, meeting notes, blogs, and more. Okay. So these are like added advantage. Like it can we can create a meeting notes. So we have, and when we work on the project, we have day-to-day meetings every day. We have MONs. So we share MONs in mails. So it get lost. Okay. But in Confluence, when it is a centralized place, we can whenever we want we can go back and check. Okay, so that is the things helps in terms of project delivery. So and the so how Confluence helps in other thing like sharing ideas, and we can collaborate together. So we have blogs. Okay, so like the blog, we have the normal blog, people write blogs, right, and people can share with each other. So those things also possible in Confluence. Okay, the last important thing is like the Confluence, we can do the versioning. So there is version control in Confluence, so we can see the entire history, when who has changed the document, when it has been changed, what has been changed. So all those facilities are there in Confluence. Okay, so these are like the core thing about Confluence. the basic functionality, what all things we can do, and how it solve the problem of our project delivery. Okay, so that is whole about Confluence. Okay. So first, to jump in, like how we can discuss about the various things. So first, we need the installation part. So I just go ahead with the installation. Okay. So for installation perspective, so there are various options through which we can start using Confluence. So right now the cloud is like famous, right? We every software as a delivery software as a platform being serviced as a cloud application. So Confluence also we have the cloud application to use directly, and so we will demo in cloud only, because in local setup the it will bit slow. So I will use the cloud version to demo our all the functionalities. But for installation, we will try to do the installation in our local machine. Okay. So so MS SQL. Before going to installation, we need the MySQL. So not MySQL, we need the database actually. So when we done the Jira session, so there was an inbuilt database which we can use. Okay, but for Confluence setup, we need one database in our machine to go ahead with the installation. So I'm not going to install the MySQL right now, because I mean it's just a click download and click installation. Okay, so it is, I have already installed MySQL for that because MySQL we have a free version. So I tried MySQL, but we can go ahead with PostgreSQL also, and we can go with the Microsoft SQL also. So there are various options. Okay, so I am going ahead with the MySQL version. So just for everyone's knowledge, we can download from the MySQL setup from this particular URL. Okay, so the rest of the 4 steps are specific to what we need to do for the Confluence setup. So I'll just go and show you what it is. Let me copy this. Okay. So this is the database configuration required when you want to go ahead with the setup for this Confluence. Okay. So there are options like you can go ahead with the Oracle, we can go ahead with the MySQL, we can use PostgreSQL also, we can use the database setup for SQL Server. So these are the various database which we can use for our Confluence setup. So we will go ahead with the MySQL one. So these, like, we can directly go and download the MySQL server from the MySQL Oracle site. Okay, and it's a click installation, so it's not that, I mean it's not it's any like a VLC player we install, so it's a similar, just click and install MySQL database. Okay, so the important part is what we need to do specific for our Confluence setup. Okay, so for that, we have to create a database which will be used by Confluence when we done the installation and we try to use the Confluence. So we need a database for that. Okay, so this is the command. I'll try to copy it. So I'm just creating a database with the name of whatever we want. Okay, so this is the, I'll show first, do we have any database? So these are the default database. When we install MySQL, you will see these databases. Okay, so let me try to create a database. Okay, so I'll name it Confluence only. Okay, now let me check. Show database. Okay, now we have the Confluence database has been created. Okay, so next is so when we are trying to do this Confluence setup, so in the my ini file, this file you can see in your local machine when you are done the MySQL installation. Okay, you have to change this transaction isolated as read committed. This is the prerequisite when you are trying to use MySQL for your Confluence setup. So I'll show you where you can find this file. So inside your repository, inside your local machine, when you install the MySQL, inside the C drive, we have the program data. Inside the program data, you can find the folder MySQL. And inside the MySQL, we have the MySQL server. Okay, and inside that, we have this one file which is called my.ini. You can open it. And you can go ahead and add this line. That's it. The transaction isolation is equal to read committed. What it is doing is it is just allowing like whenever the Confluence setup, Confluence is reading this MySQL we are trying to use, it should always be a read committed. So when you are reading a particular particular row, it should not be modified by anyone. It has been logged basically. Okay. So this is the step. Okay. Next. So I have already added it, so I don't need to do the step 5. But when you are doing it, you have to restart this service MySQL. You have to restart. Why you need to restart? Because we have done this change in my.ini file. So you have to just go to the MySQL service and restart it. So for that also I'll give you the command. You can go to the run command. You can enter this services.msc. This will show you the entire services which are running in your Windows machine. Okay, and you can find the MySQL. Here it is, and you can just click on restart. Okay, so this is the prerequisite basically when you are trying to when you're trying to install the Confluence, you have to just follow this MySQL setup first. Then only we can proceed with the Confluence setup. Okay. So next we can move ahead with the Confluence setup. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, for Confluence setup, you can use the cloud version for free for a limited user. Okay, and the server version, that is what we are going to install, which is also available for a limited user. You can install in your local machine and you can play with it. Okay. So these are the 5 overall steps that we need to follow to proceed with the installation. Installation might take some time because it's a lot of background setup it is doing, so it will take some time to get your installation done. Okay, so let's go ahead with the installation. So this is the URL from where you can download the Confluence setup file first. Okay, so I have already downloaded it. This is the latest version 7.4.9. You can download it from that URL which is mentioned. You can just Google it and you'll get the first URL to download this particular setup file. Okay, so this is the exe for Windows. So I'll just go ahead and click on this, so it will start the installation process. Okay, Sukrit have asked me, like, I guess all this is possible in Microsoft Teams too, and how it is Confluence is different. Okay, so to answer it, like, yes, there are various other tools also. We can do the same process, same thing with the other things also. But so Confluence has been used across the industry first. That is the first reason. The second reason is this is the Atlassian product, and we already use Jira, right? So Jira is also at least in product. So this can be, I mean, the integration of these tools is already there. Okay. So this helps in overall project management thing. Okay. So that's why, I mean, Confluence is more famous and it is being used more across the organization. Okay. Thank you. Let's see what happened to our setup. We have to be a little bit patient here because Confluence setup takes some time to get it done. The installation of your previous program was not completed. You have to restart your machine. Computer complete that installation. Please complete the installation of Confluence 7.4.9. Okay, let me check what is the problem. I don't see. Okay. Piraj, are you there? So sorry guys, I think I need to restart my machine to continue with the installation. I mean, is it possible so everyone can join immediately after 2-3 minutes? Because if you
I
want to
guess so.
proceed, yeah,
I
because
guess
if
so.
you,
Should not be a
yeah,
problem. If it needs a restart, we understand that.
yeah. So I'll just call Biraj parallelly and I'll just restart my machine because we can't proceed with installation if you want to, because yesterday I tried it for the demo purpose and I've removed it and I think I've not restarted my machine. It's asking to restart.
Cool.
Okay, just give me a minute. We can join back and we'll proceed, continue with it. Okay. Sorry for interruption, guys. Yeah, thank you. Go ahead with where we are. So we were on installation step. Okay. So let's go back to the download part and let's try this. So hope this will work this time. So Confluence tab setup is a bit tricky because so it is not being generally nowadays it's not being used. I mean, in the local thing, I mean mostly it is being used as a cloud version only. So let's try, guys. I think we should be able to go ahead this time. So till the installation process is proceeding, we can talk about few things at least. We will just check.
Surely.
Yes, Sachin.
I'm asking that if it's possible to provide us a definition or the product category of Confluence in terms of there may be people who are very new and who don't even have they're just listen the word Confluence. People like me. I don't know what Confluence exactly is. If you're saying that Confluence is like Teams, I may not even know Teams, right? So the idea is to understand if someone can
Okay.
provide a
Did you
definition.
miss?
Yeah.
Okay, okay. So did you like missed starting part because I explained a bit about what is confluence? Okay. Let me.
Yeah. I noticed that by the time link came, I was little away, and then I came. The class has already started. You were installing something.
Okay, that's fine. I'll just give a few lines about like what is Confluence again. Okay, so basically the Confluence is a workspace, a shared workspace we can say, where we can, I mean, we can as a team, as a project, we can collaborate together, and it's a centralized repository kind of place where we have the documentation, the entire documentation of all your project. Okay, so which includes each and everything regarding MOM, regarding meeting notes. We have the like project documents, and the best part about the Confluence is the team can work together. I mean, you can share your screen. Uh, so you can share your screen, and the
Got it.
multiple team member can together edit a particular file or a particular page
Mhm.
together. So the collaboration is like the best part of Confluence. And the other best part about the Confluence is we have the versioning control is also there. So we can do versioning, we can see the entire history of what has been done, who has been done, when it was done. So those kind of things are there in Confluence. So
So
yes,
when
we
you say
have the earlier we used, yeah,
no, when you say versioning, does the job of Git
yeah.
the source code versioning, or does it that is the job of knowledge management versioning, that my document or my notes has been updated?
Okay, so versioning is a general term. What is versioning basically is I have created something and tomorrow someone have changed something, right? So I should be aware like what was the content before someone changed it. That is versioning, correct?
Right.
So Git or GitHub, those kind of things are basically being used for code versioning, not for documentation versioning, right? So similarly, Confluence is also maintain the versioning in the sense that what has been changed before when I have created today and tomorrow it has been changed, what was there earlier. So that's the same versioning kind of thing in Confluence. Apart from that, we have the entire history also. Who has been changed, when it has been changed. So those kind of things, informations are also there.
So we can actually change the versioning. I mean, can change so documentation also. For example, if a new feature has been added in the code, I can actually update the documentation that now the spell check is also there in Word, kind of a stuff.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. And what are the other competition to Confluence? But I mean, if people are using Confluence, what are the other probable contender in the same space? Confluence versus what?
Okay. So somebody asked the question earlier. So that was like we can. So my Teams, Microsoft Teams is also being used for that purpose. But as per my experience till now, I mean, most of the industry is being used Confluence. Most of the industries. I have not come across like people who are working with other documentation application apart from Confluence, because the other important point is all the I mean in terms of IT industry, everyone is using Jira nowadays. Okay, and everyone is following Agile. So Jira, Confluence, these all are the same Atlassian products, and these can collaborate with each other, this can be integrated with each other easily. And in terms of licensing and in terms of the cost perspective, so that also come into the picture when we are using any applications, right? Those are the reasons being like Atlassian is Confluence is being used across the industries nowadays. But yes, we have the competitions, but still the Confluence is sitting on the top right now. Okay. I hope I have answered it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Let's go ahead with the installation. So this is the pop-up you will get. So we'll go ahead. We have the custom installation option. We can upgrade the existing installation if you have already in your local machine, and you can. So I'll go ahead with the default settings, the first one. Okay. So this is the installation option. You will know like in which place the installation directory, the home directory, and then we have the port number. We have to remember this when we try to access. So 8090 is the default port number, and the RMA port number is 8000. So let's go ahead. Okay, so we have just go back a bit so we can move ahead now. So I was talking about like as the installation is going on, we can talk about few stuff. So when we talk about Confluence, so Confluence has been like structured in a way like when we okay, still in progress. Something is wrong with this. Whenever we try to install a big application, it consume all your resources. I mean, that's a challenge you face when you try to install a big application.
No worries, no worries. Can I provide some suggestion?
Yeah.
So in the first session or second session, I think we learned about Vagrant, in which you can run the VMs and all those things. So while you're showing that how the things are being installed, is it possible to create a VM and have the things already pre-installed? So while in parallel you're showing how it is being installed, we can also see on the Vagrant VM that what all things can be done. So two things in parallel can happen while it is progressing to 20% to 30% to 100%. You could have shown on VM that okay, this is the Confluence,
Okay.
this is how everything I create, and all those things.
Okay, so for that, what I can do is anyway for explanation, I have thought like we can use the cloud version. It is almost 99%. It is the same in terms of functionality. So I'll go ahead with the cloud version in terms of explaining the Confluence stuff. So that would be also fine, right?
Yeah, surely. The idea is to understand the technology, whether it's online,
Yeah.
offline, doesn't matter. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have this free cloud version which we can use for page unresponsive Confluence. You know what? Okay. So we can use the cloud version for your understanding. Also, you don't need to install if you. I mean, if you don't want to install it, you can still understand from the cloud version. So it is like the same thing that we do in your local setup. So you have the right side, you have the option of get it free. So you will navigate it to the new page where you can go ahead with the free version. You can click on next. So here you have to mention your email ID. So I am using my existing email ID, and then you have to mention the site. So site is basically your application site. Okay. So either you can start a new site or you can use the existing if you have already. I'll click on the new site. Okay, so you have to just check if you already have. You have to just verify the site should not exist already. Okay, so this is not being used by anyone, so I can go ahead.
Thanks for watching. Want to study further? Join our training programs today.